What is up, everyone? Welcome to the Underdog Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Nolan Skeen, alongside Antonio Fiore, Salestrina. Gentlemen, how the heck are we?
Not too shabby.
Good.
Tony, how are you?
I'm good. Sal's talking out of Magic Box.
Yeah, Sal's chefing it up in his kitchen, dude.
I'm on the Food Network, actually, simultaneously.
Wow, that's crazy. A lot of shitty games this week, eh?
Football was terrible this weekend.
Which I think we kind of alluded to that last week when we were talking about these games. We're like, we're gonna get a lot of shitty games.
Yeah, especially the primetime games.
Yeah,
Which was the complete opposite of week one. Week one, we got all good primetime games. I felt like all four games were really good.
I mean, I feel like the primetime games weren't terrible. I mean, the Buffalo and Jaguars game, obviously, but
yeah, Cincinnati, Washington was a good game.
And Atlanta, KC ended up being a pretty good game.
I can't watch them anymore. I say it every week, and the same thing happens every week. It's literally the same script every week.
They're impervious to penalties. It's actually crazy. Like, could that not have been more pass interference in the end zone on that play? You know the play I'm talking about.
Yeah, I mean,
like
they're just always gonna get the call in their favor, dude.
Any other time, other time, that's a pass interference.
It's worse than the Patriots, like way worse than what the Patriots were, and that's saying a lot because it was pretty bad with the Patriots. But it's like you literally see them wait and see if the play is like an incomplete pass or like unsuccessful or something, and then they'll throw a flag, or they'll just not throw a flag.
Yeah, I mean, I saw a tweet. I saw a tweet before too that it was like this. Like the Patriots were like most of the time going against the refs because the refs like hated them, whereas like the refs loved the Chiefs.
The one picture you sent of them playing Carolina, it's like I remember that one specifically where Gronk was getting fondled in the end zone.
Yeah, and then the other game, ironically, when they were playing the Chiefs, when N'Keal Harry, they said he stepped out of bounds and he didn't.
Yep.
I mean it boggles my mind when people try to say like, oh, like the Patriots were worse. It's like I'm a pretty realistic fan.
Pretty bad at some points, but not worse.
Like I feel like if it was this bad, I probably would have conceded and been like, yeah, the Patriots got a lot, but they really didn't. Like they really didn't get it this much.
They got calls when they really needed it. Like I feel like, but like not all. They weren't consistent. The Chiefs just got every call. Like
it wasn't like every single week.
Yeah.
Because the other thing too is like the Chiefs haven't been playing very well in their.
We say this every year though. Like I said this all year last year. I'm like the Chiefs really aren't that good of a football team, and then they get a third down, they get a call. It's like okay, well this is stupid. They've played.
I don't think they were 3-0 last year though.
Huh?
I don't think they were 3-0 last year though.
But they started 1-2.
They still had double-digit wins, and I was still saying they weren't a good
team. They went 11-6.
So, you know, I understand they weren't 3-0, but the whole season I was sitting here saying they're a mediocre football team, and yet they still pull out a Super Bowl out of their ass. But
they know how to win. I mean that always, and then when you have the refs on your side, that obviously helps too. In these, it helps really in these close games that they should probably lose. That I feel like they've had 3 of now. They probably could be 0-3 right now. They could be any combination of those 3 games. At least 1-2, but they definitely could be 0-3 at this point.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know where we want to start from last week. I mean, the Patriots are bad. We could start there on Thursday night. I mean,
that was just an easy game. Like the Jets were always going to clap them in their home opener. Like Rodgers back this time. Like
I just feel like Aaron Rodgers did so well of just like getting out of the pocket and extending plays, and the Patriots just had no answer for it.
I get because the Jets, I get to bowl for free this week because I bet with Rich Hanna, our bowling weekly payment. I bet the Jets and he bet the fucking Patriots spread.
That's funny.
Nice. Yeah. So I mean, we don't have to go through much there. Sam Darnold, the MVP.
This team, man, I've picked against them 3 straight weeks, and I know they kicked the shit out of the Texans. I didn't think they were going to kick the shit out of the Texans.
They kicked the shit out of the Texans.
I just don't believe it.
I don't buy it either. But hey,
They could be
listen,
16-0, and I'd be like, I don't think so.
They could be like
I've
in the Super
always
Bowl, and you're
been-
like,
Are you
uh-uh.
like? Are you sure? Like,
I've always been a Sam Darnold truther, but I would not have guessed 3-0. I said they were going to be horrible.
my lock was under 7.5 wins, and that's
Yeah.
not going to happen at this point.
It's also
Because
crazy.
we're horrible at what we do.
It's also crazy that like he's younger than most of the quarterback. He's 27 years old, which is nuts.
Well, he's younger than Joe Burrow. Once I heard that, I was like,
Yeah, you forget how young he was when he came into the league, and then when they showed the slide of like all the quarterbacks that are older than him, and you're like, holy shit, like Josh Allen's older than him.
I just want it on record, and not that it matters, but when I called under 7.5 wins, McCarthy wasn't hurt yet, and I kind of had a feeling that it was McCarthy starting and not Sam Darnold. Not that I thought Sam Darnold was going to be a world beater, but I thought a rookie quarterback on that team was not going to be good. So
Let's be real though, Sal.
But,
if Sam Darnold was going to be the starter, would you have said the same thing?
maybe not as adamantly, but yeah, probably. I mean, like Fart Darnold.
I for sure would have.
Yeah, but like I don't know.
I feel like the more we say Fart Darnold, the better he gets.
That he just like he hears it. He's like, yeah, keep saying it, motherfucker.
He's like, yeah. He comes out with a T-shirt next game in warm-ups. Fart Darnold, who?
I mean, that was over in 10 minutes. That game was over immediately.
It was never even a
as soon as he
sweat.
got the fumble, it was over.
Listen,
It was never even a sweat.
No,
the Niners are not winning that division this year.
the Niners.
They are not winning that division.
Good thing they're not in the Vikings division.
No, I'm saying the Niners are not winning their division.
Oh,
I don't know who's going to win it, but it's not going to be them.
if it's not them, it's Seattle. I don't want to hear anything about the
Yeah,
Rams.
dude. I mean, Seattle might be good. Depends. Like
I think
Arizona's 2-1
Seattle.
now.
I think Seattle's the best looking team in that division so far.
The NFC always sucks. For 5 years, we've been saying the
boring.
NFC sucks.
Yeah, I mean, besides that one year when the NFC West was like the greatest division in football ever, but
Yeah.
This year too.
this year, I mean, they're not bad this year.
No, I'm pretty sure the AFC North was better than the NFC West that year.
I mean,
'Cause,
it was probably close. Yeah, I don't remember exactly, but
Like the Steelers went like 9-8 and were in last place.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that's crazy.
let's see what else. I mean, yeah, I mean, San Francisco might be in trouble, dude. Are they in trouble?
Is San Francisco in trouble? Define trouble. Not making the playoffs because they're making the playoffs. Like
Trouble would be not making it to the NFC Championship game.
yeah, they're in trouble.
Because like that, I feel like that was probably everyone's gauge on them before the season started.
The NFC Championship might be like the two most random teams.
The
ever
NFC
this year.
Championship is what you said. It's going to be fucking Packers Lions somehow.
I would love
that's
that,
right.
dude.
But like
Thanks for reminding me.
realistically, the Packers are a better team than them right now. When Jordan Love comes back, the Lions are a better team than them right now. I don't want to say the Eagles are a better team than them right now, but like they would play a good game against them, I feel like.
Imagine the NFC Championship ends up being Seahawks Saints.
It's Seahawks Vikings.
Yeah.
I mean, but
It's
yeah, if you
Seahawks
were to ask me right
Cardinals
now
with
if I
votes.
wanted to see that, I'd say yeah.
Fucking Blair Walsh comes back.
Oh my god, don't say that. Someone just got really triggered once they heard that.
And the other thing is the other thing is the Saints should have
Who
won
did?
that game against the Eagles.
No, just like any Vikings fan.
Oh yeah.
Like
yeah.
I mean, dude, I was watching that game. I was so upset.
that's like the worst moment ever. Like imagine
the
sitting
Vikings
there
game.
in the coldest NFL game in history at that point. Sitting there the whole game just
They're
to watch a
playing
kicker
in
miss a
college
30-yard
stadium,
field
too.
goal, 20-yard field goal. Like
They
Yeah.
were playing like in that college stadium because their new stadium was being built. And
Minnesota Duluth.
dude, Teddy Bridgewater was a quarterback of that team, and they were like 12-4.
He got hammered that game though, remember?
Yeah.
Tyler Lockett also made the best catch you've ever seen in that game.
Yep.
I don't know if
That
you
was a good
remember
game.
that. That was a really good
That was a
game.
good era. That was a good year of football.
That was
That
a very
era
good
of
year.
football was so good. Now we get Fart Darnold and fucking Geno Smith. Like seriously, like that. This is the
Literally
era. Of
once
If
football.
if you would have
Once
told
Brady
me
retired, it went downhill.
okay,
Yep.
imagine this before the season. If we were saying by week 3 or after week 3, we're going to be sitting here talking about Andy Dalton and Sam Darnold carrying their teams, what the fuck
I'm all
would we
for
would have
that.
said? We'd have
Can
been
you
like,
do me a Can you do me a favor and scroll over to the MVP odds? Because I'm actually curious who they have. It's definitely Josh Allen, but like after that, I want to know.
So whenever I'm doing the podcast, either Soto or Judge have to hit a home run.
Who was it this time, Judge?
No, Soto, but they were down 8-1. Now they're down 8-3. So maybe I just have to.
Do they always get clapped when we do the podcast? Because I feel like the last like 6 times they've gotten raped every time we've done the podcast.
Actually, yeah, I feel like they always lose by 5 runs, and then Judge and Soto hit home runs.
Like there was one.
Judge just hit a home run.
There was one time where they played the Mets, and you're like, "Oh, Soto did it again. He hit a 2-run home run." And then I checked the score
That's
after we're
terrible.
off, and it was like 13-2 Mets. I was like, "What?"
I mean, dude, this year might just end up
This
being the year
is
where
this is why I hate the NFL. Is this right here? How is Patrick Mahomes
really the
still
favorite?
leading? How is he still the favorite?
These odds seem really like Burrow should not be anywhere sniffing this.
No, like Dak shouldn't. I love that Sam Darnold's all the way up here now.
Derek Carr.
I mean, Derek Carr probably should be higher. I mean, well, I don't know. I don't know if he should be or not.
None of those really surprised me. I just wanted to see where everyone was priced.
Dude, TJ Watt.
That's not a bad bet. That's not a bad bet at all.
If he plays a full season, he's a threat to break the sack record for sure.
Like
and if
what?
he breaks the sack record, he might win MVP.
George Pickens, yeah, like they love. They're like, you want to throw $1 on it. Like you want to throw at least $1. Like,
yeah, like you want to throw $1 on Gardner Minshew, and he's he's the same as Daniel Jones.
Like some of these, like Daniel Jones should not even be listed. Like, come on, like get out of here with that.
Offensive player of the year, Saquon definitely should be up there.
Yeah. What's comeback player of the year? Do they have that up right now? Because I was gonna bet Kyler before the season and I didn't.
Aaron Rodgers
was he 10-1?
Plus 125.
Kyler's 10-1. I should. Oh, DeMar Hamlin should be a lock. Oh my god! If you keep
I love how they
like
don't
this,
even have like a jersey thing for him. It's just DeMar Hamlin.
Imagine they just had like a a cross or
a tombstone. Just a tombstone.
He's plus 8.
What'd you say?
Yeah.
I think that's good value.
No, put 300 on that.
I'm putting some on Sam Darnold.
That's also a good call.
Tank Dell.
Tank Dell? What? Why? What is
Taylor
that even mean?
Heineke?
Wow. Maybe.
What?
Oh my god. He's the starter this week.
What I saw today is I think Justin Herbert might still play.
Deshaun Watson.
The line does not say that. Well, like obviously, like the line doesn't.
I was looking at that too, but the article I saw was I guess they did an MRI today, and he's progressing in his injury, and fans want him to not play, but he's saying that he wants to play. So
it's Jim Harbaugh. He's like you got a pulse, like get out there, kid, like go for it.
Imagine making this bet for Deshaun Watson.
I hope you lose it.
I didn't say that I was.
Oh wait, what'd you say?
I said, imagine making that comeback player of the year bet for Deshaun Watson.
I hope whoever makes it loses.
I bet there's a lot of people that have that in their ticket right now.
Ugh.
So is this not just going to be the year where it's finally just Yankees Dodgers?
Do you have the game on?
I'll give you
so
this,
distracted.
Antonio, I'll give you this. One of them is making it, and one of them is choking it. So take your pick. It's either your team or their team. Huh?
Yankees Mets.
It's right here, dude.
I win $800 if it's Yankees Mets.
The Mets might not even make the playoffs.
The Mets might go to the World Series as they make the playoffs, though.
The Dodgers are making the World Series, bro.
Diamondbacks made it last year.
I mean, the Dodgers with Ohtani are making the World Series.
I'm wearing this hat just to piss Antonio off.
I didn't even notice right now.
Who would the Dodgers even play in the World Series if it's not the Yankees, though? Right? Like
the Orioles.
Oh yeah, especially if Houston gets kicked out early, they're there.
I don't hate Dodgers Orioles.
It's gonna be Dodgers Astros probably.
I trust the Yankees in a 7-game series over the Orioles for sure.
Dodgers Royals.
Royals,
That'd be
they might
crazy.
not make the playoff.
Who's gonna make it? The Twins. The Twins are fucking.
The Tigers
the
are in.
Tigers. Yeah, the Tigers are playing real well lately.
So they just pulled up the #1 pitching prospect in baseball going into the playoffs. That in a
Wow.
3-game series might be dangerous if he's going to be like good.
Well, Struvel's gonna pitch game 1 and win, so they just need one more after that. Struvel's like the best pitcher I've ever seen. Like not literally, but like he's been so good this year. And they thought about trading him at the deadline. They came so close to trading him.
Then they want much do the AJ Hinch effect.
You just cheat and you win. That's the key.
I used to like him before he cheated.
What I said to my mom.
All right, let's get back on track here. We have way too much to discuss. Dallas is terrible.
Yeah, that's another one where I got it completely wrong. I said they're going to the Super Bowl.
The Cowboys
they're
are
not
terrible.
They're not. They might go to the Super Bowl and Madden. They're not going anywhere near the Super Bowl.
Almost had a miraculous comeback though. That would have been something.
That's the Dak special, being down 20 points and then playing like he's Tom Brady. Like as soon as he's down 20, he's the best quarterback you've ever seen.
You know what I think? You know what I think is their really big issue that like I feel like people have talked about, but I don't know if we've really talked about it. But missing Dan Quinn and Kellen Moore, I think, is really hurting them.
Mike Zimmer is so bad. Mike Zimmer is the worst.
Terrible,
I hate
dude.
Mike Zimmer. I actually think he's the worst coordinator, like defensive coordinator of all time.
They look like a completely different defense.
Yes. I mean, like, I don't know what scheme Dan Quinn ran. Like, I feel like they just kind of got lucky at some points with turnovers.
I think Dan Quinn is a really good defensive coach, though.
He is.
You could just tell, obviously, when he leaves, and then the team that had one of the top defenses in the league is now dog shit, giving up 40+ to the Saints.
Yeah,
where the Saints could barely score against the Eagles, and the Eagles had the worst defense.
So they should be able to figure something out.
I think that they maybe just are still working out the kinks, but they got to get it. They got to get it in gear, bro.
It starts Thursday. If they don't win Thursday, they got serious.
Well, it's not even that either. It's their offense too. Like Kellen Moore, dude. Kellen Moore is a wizard. And
you have the biggest man crush on Kellen Moore. That's one of those.
I mean, look at what happens, dude. They have no identity right now. He leaves and they have no identity. They can't run the ball. They can't throw the ball.
Has Philly's offense really been that good with Kellen Moore?
I mean, they're 2-1.
They scored like 10 points against the Saints Sunday.
They scored what they needed to score in a close game where neither team was really scoring. And they had 3 points to the fourth quarter. They've been scoring 40 every week.
I don't hate Kellen Moore. I just don't think they're like world beaters.
They played a really good game against the Packers. They know what to do to get it done. It was
a weird game. I don't know.
Saquon Barkley is Offensive Player of the Year. I mean, they're drawing up shit for him.
Yeah.
They had they're 2-1 without
the best offensive line in the league. That's what
and now they're 2-1 without their 2 top wide receivers.
I guess. I mean, I'm just saying, I don't think Kellen Moore's like fucking like the biggest genius that's ever lived.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying Dallas really misses him at this point. At this point in time, when
Mike McCarthy is your offensive and defensive like expertise guy, then yeah, you're fucked. Like
terrible. That's the worst thing they could have ever done was leave him at the wheel.
Probably. I mean, they probably sit and eat Twinkies. Like him and Zimmer probably just like they're like, here's a Twinkie. Like,
well, I mean, we've said that since the beginning. Like when Kellen Moore and Dan Quinn were there, we're like they're in charge. Mike McCarthy is doing nothing in this. Yeah. He's just like the figurehead. But now it's like really apparent.
Who knows with that team? That team is just serial underperformers that do this every year, and I would think at some point there would be some sort of like uptrend, but they plateau. They do this all the time.
I don't know. We'll see. This week's gonna be a big bounce back. All right, Antonio, it's time to pony up. Are we off Trevor Lawrence officially?
Every week.
We have to do this. We have to.
He looks like fucking shit.
That was the worst QB performance I've ever seen.
Oh, Jazz, fuck you. They had the bases loaded and they're down by 5.
We can't do this when the Yankees are playing, bro.
All right. So,
He gets way too distracted.
No. They had the bases loaded, Nolan. So now it's over. Yeah, dude. I mean, he looks like shit. They're terrible.
That pick he threw to DeMar Hamlin
Okay, no. You're
was
not
the
hanging up
worst
that.
throw.
What
You're not hanging
happened?
up that. Are you in still or are you out? Is he still a good quarterback or is he not a good quarterback anymore?
I mean, were you out on Peyton Manning when he led the league in interceptions?
Okay, not in year 4, bro. Like or 5, whatever this
Peyton Manning he had like no neck.
Yeah. I mean, also Eli Manning was the #1 overall pick, and he was pretty horrible until 2007 as well.
You're answering like such a politician right now. Are you in on Trevor Lawrence?
He doesn't want to be out. He just can't bring himself to do it.
I'm not in.
You're
But
out?
I'm not out. I'm not out, but I'm not in.
He's in limbo, Sal. He's in limbo.
That's Antonio, you should run for Senate. Those were some pretty slimy answers right there.
He would be he would be a good politician.
What would you run on? What would be like your main platform?
You should be mayor of our town.
Mayor of Old Town?
What? Of our town?
Oh. Yeah, like Cressati.
Yeah. Wasn't it? It's Carol Scott or whatever.
No, Mr. Cressati's the mayor.
No,
He
I
used
don't.
to be.
He used to be. He was our last mayor.
What is it, like a 2-year term?
I don't know. It was Scott Copen for the longest time. I don't think there's a
And then
limit.
it was Mr. Ludwig, and then it was Mr. Cressati, and now, it's some dude. I forget his name.
No, it's Carol Scott.
This is how old my parents are. They watch the Enfield Town Council, and it's some guy.
No, it's Carol
can't
Scott.
think of his. Is that his name?
No, it's a woman.
What if it was Colin?
No, it's for sure a man.
I promise you, it's a woman. I just got a text today, actually, from whoever's running against her.
The mayor of Enfield?
Yeah.
Yeah, Rich Low whatever.
No, and I want to bet you money on this because I feel like I'm 100% right.
I mean, hang on. I mean, I obviously can be faded at any point ever, but let's see.
I'm just looking up the mayor of Enfield, Connecticut right now. Hold on.
Dude, imagine like they go to induct a new mayor and they're like, all right.
Yeah, Ken Nelson. That's what his fucking name is. I knew it was a dude.
So they're like,
oh, maybe I was thinking of state rep.
Mayor at Enfield, the 321st mayor, Mike McCarthy, everybody.
Oh, Rick Laborious, he was our former mayor.
Returning to like Venezuela, there's like just fucking fires everywhere. Like nothing goes good here. Like it's the worst hometown of all time.
All right, we veered off the road there.
I mean, football was so bad last week. We got to fill it up with something.
Honestly, who does just fuck last week?
Let's move on. Let's move on. We're clearly done with last week. Let's move on. This Thursday night, tomorrow night, the Dallas Cowboys travel to the Meadowlands at the New York Giants.
Did Antonio just say this is the freest game?
Yeah.
The Dallas Cowboys are -5.5 on the road, over under 45.5. What do you like, Sal?
This is either a Dallas rape or a Giants victory. So you have to pick a side in that.
Oh, Dallas is most likely killing them. Sounds like fun.
Giants +5.5, Giants money line. That's my stance for tomorrow.
Listen, I won't bet them, Sal, because I won't bet against the Giants. So it's not a complete fade because my actual dollars won't be on it. But this should be a Dallas murder.
This is a Dallas massacre.
It's one or the other. If I promise you, if the Giants cover this spread, they win the game outright. They don't lose by 3.
I agree, Sal.
So I don't want to trust Dallas right now. If I'm wrong, fine. This is not. I'm probably not touching this game. I have no idea what's happening tomorrow night.
If the Giants win, Dallas is in chaos.
Which could easily happen. Like the media would be like, "Is Mike McCarthy going to get fired? Is Bill Belichick going to go in there?"
Well, I mean,
what's the
if we really break it down, Dak's won 12 out of the last 13 against the Giants, or something crazy like that.
Is that true?
Yeah. And also, he's 73% against the spread.
First 2 games he played against the Giants, he lost.
Against the NFC East, he's 73%. He's 25-8 as a divisional favorite against the spread.
As an adult.
Ooh, good stat, Nolan.
So, I mean, and then also, too, like, Daniel Jones is not great at night.
Haven't done this yet this year. Because of that stat, Nolan, I'm switching. That was the best stat I've ever heard, actually.
Yeah, he's 25-8 as a divisional favorite. He does well against the NFC East.
That was a good fucking call. Dallas minus 5.5. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I don't care about this game. Whatever.
And also, Daniel Jones is 1-13 straight up at night in his career, including 0-6 at home at night. He has not won a home primetime game. Which is
does he do?
You could say that. He is dog shit, though. He's 5-9 against the spread at night. So,
all right, Dallas. All the numbers say Dallas.
And historically, teams that come off a beating on a short week usually do well in their next game against a bad team.
It's also true.
And Dak is usually good against bad teams. So I think everything is pointing to just a massacre.
This is sounding like a pick 3 for Nolan. This is sounding like a pick 3 for Mr. Nolan.
I will withhold comment.
Ooh.
I will plead the fifth.
All right.
All right, next game. The Cincinnati Bengals travel to Carolina to take on the Panthers. Cincinnati is minus 4.5 on the road, over under 46.5. Antonio, who do you like in this game, dude? Is this thing on?
Oh, I want to say the Panthers so bad. But it's not. It's just not.
I've seen this type of game in the NFL.
Bengals are just going to win.
A handful of times. I still think the money's going to be on the Bengals. The Bengals are going to murder them on Sunday.
Sal, I'm surprised you're taking that stance.
Normally, I would take the Panthers stance, the Andy Dalton revenge game.
I thought you were gonna eat that up.
Listen,
it's too sexy.
The Panthers are still bad.
It's too like the Panthers just came off like a nice win. Andy Dalton beating Cincinnati to make them go 0-4. I'm not buying what they're selling. I'll take the Bengals all day here. They need a win. They play the Ravens next week in prime time at home. Like, this is just a game that they absolutely need to have. Carolina's riding a high from last week. They really wanted that game. I don't see it this week. I think Carolina loses this game by 20 to 27 points. Like, they get murdered in this game.
You ready for the stat on this one in this game?
Ooh. Okay.
The Bengals would be the 8th team in the last decade to be a road favorite in their 4th game of the year after starting 0-3. Those teams are 8-0 straight up, 5-1-2 against the spread. And there's 2 teams that are in that category this week. It's them and the Titans.
We're free.
Fuck the Titans, Jesus.
So who's going to win out of those 2? I'm going to take the Bengals.
The Bengals for sure.
The Bengals.
I think the Bengals. T. Higgins to score.
T. Higgins not only 1, not only 2, he will have 3 touchdowns on Sunday.
I like that. I actually really like that. You should have saved that for our fucking bold prediction.
I'll say it again during bold predictions. He's going to have a monster game on Sunday.
And the other thing too is they looked a lot better against the Commanders. I think it was offense versus offense in that game, and I think like the Commanders just came out on top. So I did like how they looked. They probably should have won that game. In all reality, just Jaden Daniels took over. We didn't really talk about that, but Jaden Daniels, he looked insane.
I'll give you your flowers because he's looked amazing so far.
Yeah, I was worried about him in the first 2 weeks because he really was running a lot and not really he didn't really seem very sure of himself when it came to throwing the ball. And tonight he proved everyone wrong. He can or the other night he can fucking throw. Those two throws
They
to
did
Terry
not punt.
McLaurin were insane.
Those were two great throws, two really outstanding throws. They did not punt one time. And I'm not saying Cincinnati is like a really good defense, but at the same time, to go into Cincinnati in a game that they're 0-2 and just be like, you know what? This is our game. Like, I don't care how well their offense plays. We're going to go out there and we're going to score every time down the field. Like,
Yeah, that was
that was really impressive.
a really good game. And I think I don't know, I think the stat was it's like the first time since 1959 where there was a game where both teams didn't punt.
Wow.
There were no punts.
0 punt. The Cincinnati didn't punt either.
Wow, that's kind of nuts.
Yeah, I think I don't know, if there's ever. I mean, I don't know what the stat was. I thought it was first time since 1959. That's what's sticking out in my mind.
Wow.
But it could be that's the first time that's ever happened. Maybe in the Super Bowl era.
See, I don't need a game like that. It doesn't have to be that extent, but let's get some points on the board, teams. I'm tired of these 15-10 games. Come on.
So it was good to see that where it's two of obviously one of the more exciting rookie QBs versus one of the more exciting QBs, Joe Burrow, and we get an actual slugfest. So that's what I like. What I don't like, and I'm gonna keep complaining about it because this is the boomer portion of the show. Why do we have to have 2 games on Monday? Stop fucking doing that. Why do we have to have 2 separate games on at the same time?
We don't need to.
They do it once a year, and it's kind of cool.
It's happening this week.
No, it's happening again this week.
It's so dumb. Why do they have to be on at the same time?
All I'll say about that is what you said last week. I like the 7 and then the 10, or the 8 and then the 10, or whatever.
Yeah, that was the first year that they did it. Now it's
the first or second week of the year, they would do a 7, not even a 7 o'clock. It'd be a 6:30 or 6:45 Monday night game, and then the next game would start at 8:30.
Remember how cool it used to be when teams had COVID and they'd be Wednesday night football.
Yeah, that was when it was good, dude. We had a game every single day. One of those times.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole allure of a primetime game is that you're the only teams playing and all eyes are on you. Why do we have to do this? It's shit this. Go ahead.
I think it would be better off doing a Friday night game, but the NFL doesn't do that. But I wish they did. But I wish they did a Thursday, Friday.
I wish that they just took one of these games and put them in the 1 o'clock or 4 o'clock slot.
If you're gonna do it, put it in the fucking 4 o'clock slot because I'm tired. This week was fine. I'm tired of 3 4 o'clock games or 4.
Yeah, we had 5. We had what 5 this week?
I'll take a nap instead.
Yeah, it's so annoying. It's so annoying. And then it's you want to take a nap during the 4 o'clock games. They almost don't matter.
Well, when 2 of them are blowouts half the time, it's
that's
what are
true.
We doing here?
This week was kind of an exception, but
this week was good at 4.
Yeah, no, that's okay. That ends the boomer complaint section of the show. Next game, the Denver Broncos come to the Meadowlands to face the New York Jets. The Jets are -7.5, over under 39.5.
You picked against them last week, Antonio.
The Broncos?
Yeah. And now this week you're gonna be on them, and they're gonna get fingered.
No, I'm not.
Oh, you're taking the Jets?
Taking the Jets.
Good boy. I'm also taking the Jets.
Listen, after last week, I still am I supposed to be convinced the Broncos are going to be competitive every week now with quality teams? No.
I'm not saying you gotta be, but the Broncos used to be your.
No, I know. Listen, not when they're bad.
They were horrible last year. What?
Yeah, and after actually no, they did go on a low winning streak in the middle of the season, and then they died again at the end of the year. I was off them, and then I was wait, guys, they're 8-8, and then they lost their last game of the year, and the Steelers won.
Yeah, I don't see this game being remotely close either. I'll take the Jets in a blowout.
Yeah, I mean the Jets coming off a long long rest, long week. I like their chances at home. I think they cover.
We're 3 for 3 on the same side so far.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not like these are these are crazy matchups either.
All right, have some differences on this one.
All right, next game. The New Orleans Saints come to Atlanta. Falcons are -1.5 at home, over under 42.5. Kind of surprised at this line.
The Saints.
Why am I definitely taking the Saints?
Because you're just taking the Saints here, and Antonio's taking the Falcons here. That's what's going to happen. But go ahead.
I love how instead of your pick, you just tell us our picks.
No one. And on my count to 3, say who you're going to take. 3.
What?
On my countdown from 3, we're going to say at the same time who we're taking, and see if Sal's right. 3, 2, 1. Saints.
Atlanta. We switched.
Wow. I was really confident too.
I don't know. I think
not a Saints guy, Antonio. Why are you taking the Saints?
I've always been a Saints guy. You don't remember how much I love Drew Brees?
That was like eons ago, bro.
Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, I mean, this is purely just a feel for me. I think the Falcons have a really good defense. I think maybe the water's finding its level with the Saints. I don't know if they're as good as everyone is thinking they are.
Like I said, Sal, every 4 years, Derek Carr's just gonna have a random good year.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying he's gonna be bad or anything. I just if you're telling me this is like almost a pick, pretty much, I'm gonna take the Falcons.
So the Falcons changed the logo. I don't know if anyone saw that on Twitter today. Either of you?
No, they did. Like officially,
they uploaded a new profile picture, huh?
Like it's official, or
I don't know. They uploaded a new profile picture, and it seemed like they were changing it. And then there was a picture of Kirk Cousins in this red Falcons helmet. So just based solely on that, I'm taking the Falcons. That's my only logic on the game.
Oh, is it like they're?
It's an old school logo. They must be doing like a color rush or something this week.
If they were doing 100%, thank you. I'll take the Falcons all day in that situation. No problem.
Yeah, I do like that. I do like that red. I do like that.
It was
red
one of
helmet.
those that just popped up. Like as soon as I refreshed my feed, it was the first thing. I'm like, okay, I like the Falcons.
I'm not going to change my pick because of that. After you decided on that, because I don't want to look like a square, you know.
We're all squares. Just switch. Join the winning team this week. Come on, get on the train.
Definitely.
That looks so nice. It looks really good.
Yeah.
Let's
it does
go,
look really
dude.
good.
The throwbacks. Reminds me of Deion Sanders and those ones.
They are fire. I like them. I like them a lot.
I just see Deion Sanders when I see those uniforms.
And I got red shorts on.
Oh wow! All right, it's just the signs.
The
signs with Salvatore Lustrina.
The signs.
All right, next game. If someone plays, this is going to be a really good game. Minnesota Vikings at the Green Bay Packers. Packers are -2.5 at home. Over under 43.5. If Jordan Love plays, I love this game, and I love this matchup. I just think this is going to be probably one of the games of the week, hopefully. And I love, and I mean love, the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, me too. This is a Sam Darnold interception game for sure.
I know for a fact the Vikings is the right pick, but I'm not taking the Vikings. No, I know the Vikings is 100% the right pick, but I'm taking the Packers because I fucking hate the Vikings. I hate this team.
I can just see Sam Darnold up there running for his life in Lambeau.
Probably. If he wins this game this week, I don't know what to say.
When I think of Sam Darnold in Lambeau, I don't think of good things for the team that Sam Darnold at quarterback.
Probably not.
I mean,
probably not.
If Jordan Love plays, which I think he probably will. I mean, this line is saying that he probably is, because that all rides on my pick. But I think Green Bay is like a lock in this game. Here's the stat. Here's the stat. 3-0 teams listed as underdogs in their fourth game have struggled. They are 2-9 straight up, 3-7-1 against the spread in the last decade. They're 6-19 straight up, and 9-15-1 against the spread in the last 20 years.
Nolan, you keep giving me stats like this, I'll keep taking your picks. I'm not gonna
I'm so confident in this.
That's a good stat. Those are some good stats right there.
I really like it. It's so dependent on if Jordan Love plays, because Malik Willis plays. He had way too good of a week last week in his revenge game. I cannot put actual dollars on Malik Willis in this game. So it has to be if Jordan Love plays.
Especially for the third time, it's like, all right, once maybe you can.
Twice, I will give it to him. He did a good job.
No. I'm not saying he didn't play. He's played really well the 2 games, but it's like you're really gonna do it a third time against a Brian Flores defense? Probably not. So yeah. I think you're right. I think they need Jordan Love here, but it's to be determined at this point. So I'll ride the Packers with you boys, and we have taken every single team together through 5 games, so that's good.
Well, you did peer pressure Antonio into switching.
What game?
Wait, I switched to the Falcons. That's right.
Yep. We already went past the game. Can't change back.
No, I don't want to change back. That's crazy.
I want to change to the Giants again, but it's way too late for that. So we're way past that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Honest to God, Jacksonville +5 was the worst bet of all time. Like, swear to God, that was the worst bet of all time.
This is where I pick against them, and then they cover.
Probably.
They'll win this game.
All right, next game. The Jacksonville Jaguars at the Houston Texans. Houston is -6.5 at home, over under 45.5.
If the Jaguars go 0-5, Doug Peterson's getting fired soon.
I don't know though. I mean, I can't see. I don't know. Can you see them beating the Texans though?
No.
This is typically a game where like the underdog in this team always fights. Like whenever Jacksonville was good and Houston was bad, they would always play a close game no matter what the spread was. I just don't want to back Trevor Lawrence. I'm sorry. I really don't.
I have to do it.
You guys go first, because I'm probably taking the opposite of whatever you guys say.
Are they? But like in my head, I'm like, are they 0-4 bad? I don't think so, but I don't see them beating the Texans. Do they cover? I don't know.
This might be, I don't know. This might be a situation where they cover this just randomly.
I think they cover.
Cover but not win. Is that what happens?
I think they cover but not win. That's what I don't
like putting myself. I mean, it's a lot of points. I don't like putting myself in a box like that. If I don't think they can win, I'm not taking them. I'll take Houston.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Houston's like they've had that game where they look really good, and then also a game where they look really bad. So it's like,
I mean, they're gonna be. It's not like they're riding high. Like they got their ass kicked last week. They want to come in here and kill them.
Okay, I like that. So we disagree on this game, or on that game.
Who has Jacksonville? You?
I have Jacksonville to cover.
You have Houston, Antonio?
No, I have Jacksonville spread. They probably.
Wow, I did not think I was gonna be the only one on Houston. Okay.
Dude, we're all over the place. Listen, we've been piss poor. We need to start throwing some shit at the wall, see what sticks.
We've been bad this year. We've been bad. We've been really bad.
Yeah, so we need to start throwing some shit at the wall, seeing what sticks. Because I mean, I think the public has been pretty bad this year as a whole in terms of like betting wise, but we need to do better than the public.
We're literally the public though.
I'd like to think we're a little bit better than the public, but I know we're not. But
Antonio might be like a sharp sometimes. Like 75% of the time, Antonio's a sharp, and then 25% of the time he's like Jacksonville +5.
They lose by like $1 million.
What is it? You say a shark? What's that?
Sharp. SHARP. Like a sharp better.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Unless it's in the first
you're above average sometimes.
24 NFL season. This is horrible. This is the worst run I've ever been on. It's bad.
Well,
when Antonio's texting, he hasn't won money, I at least feel a little bit better. I'm like, all right, at least my picks weren't that bad this week.
I mean, did you see what DraftKings like? They had that pop up message.
That always happens though. Antonio took a screenshot of his draft change, and it popped up, and it was like, there are tools for your responsible gambling. Like, if you want to take a step away, you can.
It's literally the Vegas telling you, like, hey, take a week off.
It's like, Jesus.
That's
You were
crazy.
telling me not to bet the Falcons.
I told you, I was screaming Falcons that Monday night. I was screaming it in the group chat. I sent like 7 texts. I was like, Falcons are definitely winning.
Against the Chiefs?
Mike said, no, against the Eagles.
Oh, that's not what I was talking about.
Oh, I was not on the Falcons in that game. Oh,
Yeah, I was, I think.
how do you go against the Chiefs? You're gonna get fucked in a call at some point. Like,
You're right. I did take the bait. I took the bait.
ugh, it's just frustrating.
It's because I'm the public.
The Falcons could have won that game. Like, that's the stupid part. Like,
Definitely, they definitely could have covered at least.
Whatever.
I think they were what, plus 1.5 or plus 2.5.
plus 3.5, I thought.
Yeah, so they could have at least covered.
So stupid.
All right, the Pittsburgh Steelers go to Indianapolis to face the Colts. Steelers are minus.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Excuse me.
Sorry.
Steelers are minus 1.5 on the road, over under 39.5.
Can I make an observation? Every single Colts home game is a 1 or 2 point spread either way. Yeah. Every single fucking time. They could be playing the worst team in the league or the 85 Bears, and they'll be like 85 Bears minus 2 against the Colts at home. It's like, excuse me, where did this line come from? Like, what? Why is, in what world is this spread not Pittsburgh minus 3? Seriously, why is this not Pittsburgh minus 3?
I don't know.
Because this is an Indianapolis win.
But why? They fucking suck, bro. They're so bad.
The Steelers are 8-1 in their last 9 against the Colts.
I want to take Indy based on the line, but then when fucking Pittsburgh's up 14 in the fourth quarter, and you need Anthony Richardson to drive down the field and get you 2 touchdowns.
I'll take the Steelers because I want to.
I think the smart play is to take the Steelers here. I think a lot of people are going to be on the Colts. The
obvious smart play is to take the Steelers. So why is it 1.5?
That's pretty much a pick on them.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. If you're going to tell me who's winning this game, I'd probably say the Steelers.
Oh my God, I'm taking the Colts because I'm a fucking idiot and I'm me. That's what I'm doing. I'm taking the Colts, and the Steelers are going to win by 14. Congratulations. I hope everyone enjoyed that pick. Whatever. so dumb. So dumb.
I think it's right
pick. So dumb. You're taking the Steelers.
Sal, I think that's the right pick. You picked the other thing. You could have easily just picked that.
We haven't left yet. You still got a chance to change.
Give me the Colts.
Thank you. Okay, now it's the right pick.
All right, I'm taking the Steelers.
All right.
The Steelers are 22-4 straight up in the last 26 against them.
Wow, they own their mouth. Holy shit.
They own their pussy.
Jesus, they own it.
All right, so the Los Angeles Rams travel to Chicago. Chicago is minus 2.5 at home against the Rams, over under 40.5. What is this line?
You both are taking the Rams, I think.
Also, do we ever see this matchup?
Yeah, I was going to say this game, literally, I can't picture the Rams playing at
Soldier Field.
I can't picture either of them playing at either of their stadiums, actually.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I don't know how to pick this game, if I'm being completely honest. I have no idea.
I'll take the Rams as an underdog.
I think the Rams win this week was so huge for them that they're like not fully on the gas pedal, and the Bears need to win this game. I said coming in the year the Bears are a playoff team. If they really want to be a playoff team, these are the kind of games you got to win at home. I'll take the Bears minus less than a field goal. I don't love the pick, but I'll take them.
I think we might see Caleb Williams' best outing as a Bear in this game.
Ooh, okay.
I think he again he made some mistakes last week. I don't know. That offensive line is so fucking terrible. He's getting
Horrible.
He's getting pressured on every single snap, and they wanna put it just on him so bad. But I feel like their offensive line is that bad where people aren't really doing that.
He was the yardage leader this week. Is that correct? I'm pretty sure that's correct. Oh, maybe Jaden or Joe had it on Monday, but he was definitely up there.
Jaden might have squeaked him out on Monday, but he was heading into Monday. He was, or maybe Josh Allen did.
One of them probably did. But for Sunday games, he was the leading passer. Not that he played a great game, but he had the most yards. So,
I'm gonna stick with it. I'm gonna stick with the Bears -2.5. I think this line is very telling. I feel like this line should not, just at face value, this line should not be what it is. So I'm just gonna stick with what the smart play is, and that should be.
I don't know if he's found the end zone yet, but DeAndre Swift will have a touchdown in this game.
I don't think so either. All right.
Just so you're aware. DeAndre Swift, T. Higgins, parlay touchdown. We'll feed
I like
families
that.
this weekend.
I like that. All right. Another good game. Philadelphia Eagles go to Tampa Bay to face the Bucks. The Eagles are -1.5 on the road, over under 44.5.
So
it's
a revenge game from last year where the Bucks kicked their ass in this stadium. And I would love to take the Eagles here, but no A.J. Brown again. Probably no Devontae Smith. I don't think. If they have neither of them, they're spamming Saquon for 30 touches.
I wouldn't feel safe taking the Eagles.
With neither of them, it feels really hard to see them winning against this team.
So
if they beat them, it's got to be another game like the Saints game. They have to hold them to 14 or less. So I don't know. What are you gonna say, Nolan?
So the other thing too about this game is Tom Brady is going to be calling this game, and the road teams are 3-0 with Brady in the booth, and the overs are 3-0 with Brady in the booth. So a little Eagles in the over action.
I think it has to be Tampa Bay in the over, but I'll go with your stat and I'll say the Eagles in the over. That's fine.
Yeah. It's either that or
who do you have week 2? I know we had Cowboys Browns week 1. Do you know who we had week 2?
Saints and Cowboys.
Oh, all right.
The Saints destroyed them. Yeah, and then Ravens and Cowboys.
He's had 3 Cowboys games in a row.
Yeah, because I think it was game of the week for the first 3 weeks.
That's the dumbest thing ever. Actually,
Fox loves having the Cowboys be game of the week. It's their favorite thing.
Every week they're like, all right, now to America's game of the week, and it's always the Cowboys game.
And the Cowboys love playing at 425.
Oh yeah, and at first I thought America's game of the week, when I first started watching football, I thought it was a Cowboys thing. So it was America's
literally
team.
It's the Cowboys every week.
Then one week it wasn't Cowboys as America's game of the week, and I was like, huh.
And I don't even think this is Fox's game of the week either, but
and it was always Joe Buck and Troy Aikman calling them at 425.
Can we get an over under as to how many turkeys I'm eating when I go upstairs after this?
8.
Ooh, that's way too many. 4.5 lie.
Well, that's just how much I think you're gonna eat, but the over under probably should be 4.5.
Over, and he gets 5.
If I eat 8 turkeys, I might go to cardiac arrest while I sleep tonight.
Eat 4, and then
okay, but are you hitting the pen?
3/4 the way through the last cookie.
Oh, he's not hitting the pen. Okay, yeah, so you're definitely eating 5 or 4.
5.
3/4 of the way through the 5th cookie, he's gonna put it down.
I die.
If he hits the pen, he's gonna eat 8.
If I hit the pen, it might be all 24 that I cooked.
Your dad's gonna be like, "Where are my cookies that you made?"
He's like, "Didn't you make me turkeys last night?" I'm like, "What turkeys?"
I was like,
my
"Yeah,
stomach's
you missed
700 pounds.
All right.
What was? So I have the Eagles. I have the Eagles in the over based on the stats.
Eagles in the over. Antonio's trying to
Tampa.
remember what he picked. Tampa.
Tampa.
Okay. Next game. The New England Patriots travel to San Francisco. New England is
Not
plus
good.
10.5, over under 40.5.
Not good. Not good, Phil. Not good.
This could just
This
be
should
a bounce back spot for the
this should
San
just
Fran.
be. If I'm San Francisco, I hand the ball off every single play, and I just say, like, prove it, like, stop me,
Prove
I
it.
dare you. Like, all right, San Francisco might not win by 10. Like, that is a lot of points.
I don't know. They could just shit on the Patriots.
Is your pick San Fran?
My pick might be San Fran, yeah.
There's still a little bit. Who's going to be out this week? Does Debo in?
I think Debo's still out.
I
Same
think
thing
Debo's
with
still
Kittle.
out. And how mad am I
Kittle,
that I...
what I've read, I think Kittle's back in this week.
Yeah, I think he came back into the game, didn't he?
No.
Oh, wait.
still
Or what
out.
was I thinking the game he got hurt?
Yes.
He came back in and then was out last week, right?
He was out last
Right,
week,
yeah.
yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with the 49ers.
How mad am I that I picked up Juwan Jennings in our fantasy league and then I didn't start him? I forgot.
Thank you, Brian Thomas, for catching a pass on the second to last drive. Because if I did not beat Mr. Barnes this week, I would have suicided. I scored 96 and won this week somehow.
Yeah,
Wow.
my team's a wagon. I still won without Juwan Jennings.
Can you take McCaffrey and give me something for him, please? Because I need players. Like, I need something.
I need Kenneth Walker to play, though. That'd be cool.
Yeah, me too. It'd be awesome.
I mean, I'm still 3-0 with him being out 2 games, which is
I
nice.
have the first pick in that draft, Antonio, and everyone's like, you gotta take McCaffrey. And I'm just like, I don't really want to. And
You
they're like,
had
you
to.
gotta take McCaffrey. Like,
Sal acts like we were putting a gun to his head if he didn't take McCaffrey.
kind of were. It's my pick at the end of the day, but like, I wanted to take someone else, and I just didn't.
You love to just blame it on that. You're taking McCaffrey no matter what. I will put so much money on that.
I really wasn't. Whatever.
Because
Fantasy's stupid. This is why
you're not one to just do something. You're actually doing. You usually do the opposite of what everyone else says.
I wanted to take Bijan Robinson, and I sat there for 45 seconds. Realistically,
okay, but that also would not have been that would have been faded also.
15 points. 15 points a week's been better than 0 points a week.
But when McCaffrey comes back, I'm sure he'll be fine.
Is he not dead?
He went to Germany to get his calf looked at.
See you later, buddy.
Or whatever it was.
Have a good life.
I mean, he's
done.
He's either coming back a superhuman or he's never playing in the NFL again.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't like my running backs going to Germany to see a specialist. That's my opinion.
It's not ideal, but the fact that he did is kind of sick.
I'll take the Patriots. I don't know. Sure.
How about this stat? So before last season, the Patriots haven't been a double-digit underdog since 2001-2002 against the Rams in the Super Bowl.
Which they won outright, obviously.
That's crazy.
They haven't been a double-digit. Well, besides last season, obviously.
The Rams were favored by 10 in that Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Oh
no, it was more, Antonio.
It was like 14.
12.
I thought it was like 14.
Yeah. Antonio, they were the greatest show on turf. They were looking for back-to-back Super Bowls. They looked unstoppable.
And the Patriots had a first-year quarterback.
Yeah.
That's crazy, dude.
Well,
somebody's the best player ever, bro.
He wasn't at that time.
And then your team returned the favor in 2007 when you guys were like 16.5-point underdogs against us and won outright.
Was it really that much? I mean, the last
Go look it up. It was like
the regular season. The Giants lost by 3.
That didn't matter. The Giants, that game in Lambeau, everyone was like, that was so stupid. I don't know.
The Giants were like 9-8 that year. Or 9
The Giants
9-7.
10-6. They went 10-6 and they lost to the Patriots by 3 in the last game of the year. And they were
that
winning
didn't matter.
for like
by that time it didn't matter.
3 quarters of the game. all the starters were playing.
Not that it didn't matter, but everybody just assumed it was in the books 19-0. There's no way this doesn't happen. Like, but yes, it's easy to say after the fact. I bet that week people were like, Patriots 16.5. That's easy. Like, what?
The Patriots were the best team ever that year. Like the best team of all time.
Are you looking up
England minus 12.
It was only 12? I thought it was way more than that. Was that was 2007? Oh yeah. When we played you guys again, it was like 3. The next Super Bowl it was like 3.
That year the Giants went 9-7. Let's see, 46. Yeah, 2.5 to New England.
Yeah.
The Giants beat them in the regular season that year.
You want to hear another stat, Sal?
I love stats, so yes.
Yes. The 49ers are the 5th team. 14. Hold on. The 49ers are the 5th team since 2009 to be a double-digit favorite after blowing a 14-plus point lead in their last game. Of the 11 teams in this spot since 2001, they're 11-0 straight up and 7-3-1 against the spread.
I'll switch to the Niners. Thank you.
You picked the Patriots? I thought you were with me.
I said Niners, and then I said Patriots, and now I'm switching back to the Niners.
Okay. Antonio, you're on the Niners?
Yeah, I'm on the Niners.
All right. The Washington Commanders, coming off a huge win, travel to Glendale, Arizona to face the Cardinals. Cardinals are minus 3.5 at home. Over under 50.5. Sal loves this over under.
Oh, wow.
Every time I see it, I think
so it's an obvious under based on my theory of 50.5. Because
well, you say right before the game, though. I mean, we're still a few days out.
At kickoff, it has to be 50.5. It's an even better under when the whole week it's 50.5 and it doesn't move. But if it's right before kickoff, I still subscribe to that theory. So if it's 50.5 at kickoff, bet the under.
I don't know if that's what it opened at, but I mean, I would assume that that's probably what it opened at.
If it was just 50.5 all week, hammer the under. Up until Sunday.
It opened at 46.
Ooh, and it got bet up to 50.5. Okay. I don't hate it though. I don't hate it. I'll take the under, and I'll take my favorite Arizona Cardinals. Washington's look good, but Arizona needs to win this game. So Arizona. Not much hard-hitting analysis, but I think they beat this team. Ooh, Cliff Kingsbury revenge game. Didn't think about that, actually.
True.
I'm fading both the revenge. I'm fading both the revenge games. Fuck Andy Dalton and fuck Cliff Kingsbury. So neither.
I definitely still like the Cardinals. They're just much better than this team.
Sal, you'll love this
Good
stat.
pick.
You'll love this stat, Sal. Totals of 50 plus are 4-0 to the under this season.
Yeah.
But I guess that makes sense with how bad the games have been.
Yeah. It does make sense.
I really don't know, man.
You're taking Washington. Stop.
I know.
I don't know. I do like Washington. I like the whole Cliff Kingsbury revenge thing. I don't know, man. I'm gonna take Arizona.
Okay.
I think it's the smart pick.
All right.
I need to have a really good week, Sal.
We all need to. Trust me.
Yeah, Sal, you got to go back and track all the records.
If it's not this week, I'll never do it. So I have to do it this week for the last 2 weeks.
That was my favorite part of last season because you did the same thing and then just never. Like if I don't do it this season, and you said it for like 3 weeks and then you never did it.
All right. Starting next week, we're writing down everyone's picks as we go because that's way simpler.
Wow.
I'm not writing every pick down as we go.
Nolan said that before, and I'm just like, no, I'll go back and listen to it. And then I did the first week, and then I didn't the last 2. So
I am keeping track of the pick 3, so you don't have to do that. I keep track of the pick 3.
All right, so I'll keep track of everyone's picks during the podcast. That's fine. Starting next week.
Okay.
All right.
Starting next week.
I mean, I'm not. I don't know. I don't remember who everyone picked this week.
Well, you
I'll
picked
go back and listen. I'll
First
listen
6
this
games we
week.
had the same.
Well, I mean, and also too, you did the first week.
Yeah, so I have to listen to 2 and 3 and 4. So I'm fine. Antonio, don't fall asleep. We're almost done.
All right. Next game. Usually my favorite matchup every time these two teams play. The Kansas City Chiefs go to LA to play the Chargers. Chiefs are -7.5 on the road, over under 39.5.
It's anytime the Chargers play at home, it's not a home game. So I the spread doesn't really faze me, to be honest.
Sal, I love the Chargers.
Yeah, but back
I kind of
not winning.
If Justin
I
Herbert
kind of like the
plays,
Chargers. I kind of like the Chargers too, but like the Chiefs are for sure winning this game. So I
Yeah.
don't know. Give me the Chiefs. They're due for just like an ass kicking 1 week. Fine, whatever.
I also kind of wanted to pick the Chargers, but it's like, oh, they play the Chiefs tough the last couple of years and all that, but
also another stat that's gonna blow your mind.
they're just gonna win by more than a touchdown.
Underdogs. I probably should have said this in the beginning, but underdogs of 6+ points are 8-5 straight up, but 12-1 against the spread.
Yep.
It's the best against the spread start for big dogs in NFL history.
So Nolan, that means that the favorites are due, and we will be taking the Chiefs here.
I will be taking the Chargers. I feel like the Chargers always play the Chiefs close for no absolute reason. And if Justin Herbert plays, I have a lot of faith that he will cover this 7.5.
And if not, you like Taylor Heineke, and you like Taylor Heineke.
It's a win-win. It's a
We like
win-win,
those.
Sal. And we like him against the Chiefs too. We do.
That's true.
All right, yeah. Let's move on. Shittiest game of the week candidate. Cleveland Browns go to Vegas to take on the Raiders. Raiders are -1.5 at home. Over under 37.5.
This is where the Brown season goes to die. I will take the Raiders here.
Interesting.
Yeah, Raiders. Antonio Pierce. That's it. That's all I have to say.
He's a pretty good coach, I will say. He's not. I don't know if he's like.
He's a great guy.
I feel like he's just like a guy that people love to play for. He's not like a savant when it comes to any sort of schemes or offense or defense. I feel like he's just like a run through the wall kind of guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're an every other week team, so this is the other week. So they're gonna do good this week.
Yeah, I like the Raiders. The Raiders.
The Raiders.
All right. Another game of the week candidate. We have the Sunday night game. The Buffalo Bills travel to Baltimore. Baltimore's -2.5, over under 46.5.
How do you go against Buffalo right now? Like what? Like
You are.
I don't want the. I hate the Ravens this year.
Let's go. Let's go Buffalo.
You have to take them, right? Like I'm not nuts. Like
them and the Chiefs are going to be like 10-0 when they play each other.
it's gonna be a classic like Patriots Colts matchup back in the day. At that point, when they play each other.
Ooh, I like
I'll
that.
take the Bills here. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Like Josh Allen's the MVP this year. Like they're going for it. Bills.
Those are going to win this year, and they're going to the bowl.
The AFC Championship game is going to be Houston and the Bills, and Stephon Diggs doesn't catch the game-winning touchdown.
Dude, I would be so pissed off.
He would do the craziest celebration. He might moon the fans, and then someone might kill him. Like someone might run on the field and stab him.
Oh, by the way, their new stadium is going to be open air, so let's go.
Whatever, man.
I mean, home field advantage.
We've had like 17 conversations about this fucking stadium, and it's so stupid that it's open air. But whatever.
Yeah.
We have this combo at least once a season.
You have fucking Josh Allen. Make it a dome. Like what? Like what are you doing? Excuse me?
Then a dome quarterback goes to the playoffs to play somewhere without a dome, and they get raped. So he still puts up insane stats anyway.
Then gets fondled in the playoffs because it's freezing in Buffalo.
Yeah, by the refs last year.
And then by Joe Burrow the year before. So what are we talking about?
It gets so snowy and
And then
cold.
by Patrick Mahomes again the previous year.
He got killed by Joe Burrow.
I'm
So did my
I'm taking
dog.
the Ravens here, by the way.
Wow, okay.
I like the Ravens at home in this spot. I feel like we've seen them a lot in prime. Well, this is the second time, right, that they're in prime time.
Third. Which one?
Yeah. And then 2 in a row for Buffalo of a short week.
Yeah.
I like the Ravens. All right. Moving on to the 2 games on Monday. The Tennessee Titans travel to Miami. Miami's minus 1.5, over under 36.5.
This game is horrible.
This game is
Tennessee,
gross.
don't care, move on.
Dolphins don't care.
I don't know why have the Dolphins not like signed anybody?
Because they think Skylar Thompson is okay, I guess.
I mean, he's not that great. Why have they not like tried to get like, I don't know, like Jimmy Garoppolo or something?
Yeah,
Oh.
Luis Jr.
It would be gross. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying like get somebody. Who'd you rather have, Jimmy Garoppolo or Skylar Thompson?
Neither.
Probably Ryan Nassib.
Imagine they signed Ryan Leaf. They're just like, all right, Ryan Leaf, like 2-month contract.
They had to have asked Tom Brady.
What is the lawsuit over with?
Everyone has Parkinson's and they signed Brett Favre.
They had to at least shoot a text to Tom Brady, be like, hey, they sent the "you up" text.
For sure.
The night it happened, they sent the "you up?" ?
Brady's all set. He's making a lot of money in the booth. He's fine.
Yeah, I think he's fully. I think he says it just to like keep people like horny if he ever did come back, but I don't think he's ever gonna come back.
Imagine he came back in like 4 years, like he was 50. He's like, I'll play one more year.
He's like,
Well,
fuck it. He's like, I'm gonna die on the field. All right.
And then
Seattle.
he's going to.
Yeah, he's gonna. The Seattle Seahawks travel to Detroit. Detroit's minus 3.5, over under 46.5.
Shout out JR. His match play of the week is Lions minus 3.5.
Wow.
His nuclear whale.
I really want to take the Seahawks now.
He fucking AI generated an image of a nuclear whale. That was so funny.
It's a whale that's like shooting a machine gun.
No, it has a rocket inside of it.
Whatever the fuck. Whatever.
Jared Goff lost his last 3 starts straight up and against the spread versus the Seahawks, going back to 2020.
This is a 1-point win from the Lions.
Wow.
Seahawks spread. Lions win on a field goal.
So Tony's got a Seahawks spread or Seahawks money line, Seahawks spread, Lions money line ticket then.
Not even JR can deter me from taking the Lions, so I'm taking the Lions. Minus 3.5.
I don't know how you take Seattle here. I'm gonna be honest. I know Antonio just did. I feel like it's a bad pick though.
I have a feeling that like this is gonna be a barn burner though.
This should be an over, but the total's been dropping, so I don't really understand that.
Yeah, I think maybe it just is so obvious that it looks like it's gonna be. Like, is it just gonna be the same as last week with Monday night, where
Goff has been bad this year.
He has not been great.
He's like actually been. I think he has 5 picks so far this year.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of QBs have been pretty bad this year, though.
Fantasy points every week.
Because he still throws for 300 yards, but he turns the ball over 2 or 3 times a game.
Yep.
Yeah, which historically he's been very good at not turning the ball over.
Like the Seahawks aren't a 4-0 team. Like really. But you said 1-point win.
Yeah, it is very possible Seattle could just cover and not win.
Oh, but that's really threading the needle.
You hate that.
I'll take Detroit.
Why do you hate that so much when you're like they might cover but not win?
I don't know, because you're asking for so much. Like I did it 3, I did a
Or-
field goal, but
But
like,
you know that Vegas always makes it close.
oh yeah, but then being the team that has the plus 3.5 at the end of the game, it never feels good. Like you're
True.
like, oh, I can't cover this. Like
True.
I don't know.
All right. But I don't know if these games could just end up being like last Monday, where one's really bad and one's really good.
True.
It's kind of set up to be that way, but I mean, that's why I don't just get why we don't have Seattle and Detroit as a Monday night game, and you put Tennessee and Miami in the 4 o'clock slot. No one gives a fuck about this game.
Fucking just make that a bye. Both those teams have a bye.
And why are they like they like separate their viewership?
I don't know.
Doesn't make any sense. All right. Pick 3 time. We all went 1 and 2 last week, so what does that mean? How do we pick the order?
It reverts back to the previous week, and I think you had the better record in week 2, so you'd have to pick it on.
Sal, you go first.
I knew it. You're a little whore. I definitely like the Bengals spread. Like that's the one this week where I'm all over it. So Bengals minus 4.5, I believe the line was.
Yep.
That would be pick number 1 for me. Boy, oh boy, this week is just not, user friendly.
No, this week is tough.
I'll go Bears. I don't know why. It's just the game that's screaming to me right now. So Bears, is it minus 2.5?
Yeah.
Bears minus 2.5. And finally, I'll take the Jets minus 7.5 because they should shit kick Denver. Those are my 3 picks.
Alrighty.
Usually never take big favorites, and I got a big favorite in there. So
I'm gonna go next. Sal, me and you on the same page. Cincinnati minus 4.5. I really like that pick. I think this is a huge, huge chance for them to get back on track. Next, I have Chargers plus 7.5.
you love that game.
I love that game. And last but not least, it's my lock of the week. Green Bay minus 2.5. Love them
I
in this
thought you were about
spot.
to say Dallas.
Nope.
Okay.
Love them in this spot. So that would be my pick 3. Go ahead,
You
Antonio.
pick 3. All right. So I'll just start off with the one that we're all gonna have is Cincinnati.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh,
We're usually good for one of these though. Last year we killed these though. Every time we had the same. I think we were like 3-0 or 3-1.
Okay. All right.
I'm taking the Bills. Again.
You're too high on the Bills. Now they lose. This is always what happens.
Well, I've gone Bengals, Bills 2 weeks in a row. So now the Bengals are gonna cover and the Bills are gonna lose. And then, dude, I just really think Sam Darnold's gonna have a horrible day up in Lambeau Field. I got the Packers.
We're basically living and dying by a unit this week. This is kind of crazy.
Yeah, Antonio's all
Did you
over,
have
all over my
Packers
dick.
detail?
No, but three picks are basically, well, we each have 1 pick, and you two both at the Packers. So
Oh damn.
yeah,
That's right.
We all only have 1 pick that's different.
see what happens. I mean,
Sal has the Jets though.
anything's possible.
Anything's
Jets is
possible.
not a bad.
KD score. I have T. Higgins for sure.
I have Jaden Reed.
I had Dak last week too. Dak was a good call.
You did. I do remember that. I remember him scoring, being like, I think Sal has said that on the podcast.
And it was like such a stupid score.
Yeah, it was a stupid score. I'm gonna take Jaden Reed.
Okay. All right. I like that.
Love me some Jaden Reed.
I'm also putting DeAndre Swift in there. I like both of them.
Okay.
All right.
No touchdowns for her.
Josh Jacobs.
Ooh, that's his first. I like it.
Okay, I like that. All right, let's really lock in and build a winning lineup this week.
How bad were we last week?
Saquon, Justin Jefferson.
I think last week was our worst week
Nice.
of picking a lineup. I think it was like 50 points.
Were me and Antonio both faded, or was that the week before? No, that was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, last week I think we just did
We were
not
fine.
lock in enough. So we really got to hone in on the games that we really like, and the games that we think are gonna like be like high scoring games, and I think that'll get us close.
So someone kick us off. Just give us the best player on this list. Who's going to score the most?
Saquon.
Right? I mean, like, that should be our start.
Oh yeah, he's gonna get 1 million carries anyway.
Okay.
Give me Garrett Wilson this week and T. Higgins. I want both of them in there. And then after that, we'll figure it out.
Jesus, look at all these questionables.
Garrett right there, top, above Nico.
Okay. I really like Jaden Reed.
Good call. Okay.
Where is he? He's got to be down here.
I think now we go like defense and then try to fill out the rest.
All right, who do you think's gonna?
Didn't I say Carolina last week and it actually turned out really good?
I think that they had a decent day. Yeah.
They only gave up 6. They had a really good weekend defense, I think.
What if I could look back at it?
Carolina?
Yeah, I said Carolina defense last week.
Yeah, not against the Bengals this week though.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I thought that was a.
No, they gave up 22.
And it's the Raiders?
Yeah, 36-22. They had 5 points.
Oh, what the fuck? Why did I think they only gave up 6?
I don't know. You're faded. Yeah, we didn't have any of our players except for Jared Goff get over 10 points.
That's horrendous.
We had 50 points.
For a whole lineup?
Yeah, we had James Conner
lineup
and Tony Pollard.
Ugh.
And then we had CeeDee Lamb, Rashid Shaheed, and Xavier Worthy.
Rashid Shaheed had 0, bro. What?
I know, yeah.
Who's the tight end?
Sam Laporta.
He sucked too.
We had Ayuk.
Oh my god, this is the worst.
And Xavier Worthy. I mean, Rashee Rice just took it all, so.
Wow, that was the worst lineup ever.
If we had Rashee Rice and Juwan Jennings, we would have probably gotten first place.
We were kind of on the right path, but just not. We didn't make the right pick.
That's what I'm saying. If we lock in again, I think we'll get it eventually.
I mean, this is at least good players to start. It's better than James Conner and Tony Pollard.
I remember you guys were like James Conner. I think that was our first one we put in there.
James Conner did nothing last week.
Well, when he has 22 weeks in a row, it's hard. Not like I don't know. I didn't think it was that bad of a pick, but whatever.
Yeah, no, I mean, it is what it is.
Alvin.
Well, we don't have a lot of money left. We're kind of poor.
We are poor on this one. It was like a low-level running back that we can have. I mean, you do like DeAndre, don't you?
Swift, yeah. Throw him in.
Okay.
Go QB right here, and then we'll see what we got left.
We might have to go with somebody like Derek Carr.
I feel like Stroud's due for a big week, no? Finally, at home.
Yeah, put Stroud in there.
What do we got left?
We got
5,000 apiece?
15-5, 5,000 apiece.
So go defense, and then we got tight end and Flowers. I don't know.
Maybe we go Raiders?
Yeah, I don't hate that actually.
Yeah, I think we have to, and this with like this amount of money, we probably have to. Should we go tight end?
Yeah, tight end, and then we'll see what we got left for a flex. At this point, no matter who you take, it's probably all the same, to be honest. Zach Ertz feels pretty underpriced. I like Freiermuth too, either one.
I don't know. Is Trey McBride not playing? Oh wait, no, he's on Washington now. Never mind.
Yeah, they've been throwing to him. They've been throwing to Ertz.
I feel like I would rather, for a little bit more, take like Tyler Conklin probably.
That's fine. We had Jarrett
Or should
Wilson in
it-
there, but if they kill Denver, then that's fine.
I mean, they definitely could fucking. Hmm. Isaiah Likely. Could he have a big game? I mean, he did week 1, kind of been quiet since.
Yeah, maybe he's due for a breakout. I don't know. All these tight ends suck. That's the problem.
I mean, Dalton Kincaid had a pretty good
I'm not really paying up for Dalton Kincaid. I think you go cheap here. Likely's fine.
I think Likely's the best at the price.
Yeah.
Or maybe Cole Kmet. But we already have
We have Swift. I really wouldn't want to do 2 Bears, but that's
yeah. All right.
what we got left.
Not
some
much.
poo-poo. Deontay Johnson. That's my pick.
What do you think,
Or
Antonio?
Rashad White if he's not hurt.
I mean, yeah, Deontay's not a bad pick now. He had a good week last week. Also, he's like really the only one there now.
Adam Thielen's hurt on IR, so
Going to be Andy Dalton chucking the ball to him.
Yeah, I like that. All right, so we got Stroud, Saquon, DeAndre Swift, T. Higgins, Garrett Wilson, Jaden Reed. Is he going to play, though? He's questionable. I hate when guys are questionable. Why wouldn't he play?
He sucks.
He's limited at practice. Yeah, he'll be fine. Isaiah Likely, Deontay Johnson, and the Raiders defense.
I feel like that actually looks like a good lineup. Like when you said the lineup last week, like that was a horrible lineup.
Yeah, I think this is a pretty good lineup. All right.
Bold picks, then we'll get out of here. One bold pick.
My bold pick is that the Chargers win outright.
Ooh. Antonio?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of something.
I got T. Higgins for 3, and if that doesn't count because I already said it.
I mean, 3 touchdowns that's a pretty bold
Well,
pick.
I said it earlier, so I feel like I kind of spoiled it. If that doesn't count, I'll say Bears win by 20 plus against the Rams.
Wow. That's pretty bold.
Dak throws for 5 touchdowns.
That's a bold pick.
Oh, okay. I like our bold picks this week.
All right.
All right, gentlemen. It's been real. Till next week.
Pleasure's mine.
We're having a great week this week.
Yes, sir. Peace.
Later.